Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rifat Zia, and I'll be presenting my research paper, which I have completed under the supervision of my supervisor, Dr. Mohammad Nazim, and the paper entitled as From Connection to Compulsion Exploring the Influence of Social Media on Behavioral Addiction among Undergraduate Students of AMU. As we all know, in today's digital age, social media has become an inseparable part of our daily lives. As we all know that social media also helps in shaping how we communicate, learn, and even perceive ourselves, while it offers enormous educational and social benefits. Its excessive use often turns into a behavioral addiction, affecting our concentration, sleep, and emotional balance as well. As we all know that this study explored the influence of social media on behavioral addiction among UG students of AMU. So here my research question arises, which is how does social media usage influence behavior addiction and human beings? As we can see in the next slide, the global rise of social media usage. So there are 4.9 billion users worldwide of social media platforms, and the youth aged between the age of 18 to 24 and the most actively in demographic. As we can see that the youth mainly spend time on social media around 3 to 6 hours per day, and there are some major social media platforms which are as like YouTube is there, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook. So social media platform, as we have discussed before, there are some networking social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, like messaging platforms, WhatsApp, Telegram, and the most prominent one, which are YouTube and TikTok. The social media addiction lies in various ways. Just like social media addiction symptoms are often ignored or dismissed by us due to the widespread use and acceptance of social media in our society. However, spending a significant portion of the day on social media, it feels like restlessness or anxious while being unable to use the social media. Its physical effects contribute to long-term health complications such as obesity and other related health problems. As we can see in this graph, the social media usage in India in the year 2025, which is the maximum users are use the platform named as WhatsApp, and it is being followed by YouTube, then Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So here are some of the few points which we have done in the literature review, which are lies as follows. The social media use among university students is widespread and can progress to social media addiction, a behavioral pattern that can be marked by compulsive use and withdrawal, especially impaired functioning. The evidence linked with social media addiction with negative mental health outcomes, just like anxiety is there, depression, low self-esteem, and most importantly, emotional exhaustiveness. As we can see here, there are some theoretical lenses just like uses and gratification, social comparison, and the strength model of self-control. It explains how motives, comparisons, and self-regulation derives social media addiction. Here we can see some of the major dimensions which are as follows, like psychological dimension is there, emotional dimension is there, academic performance. I mean how the usage of social media affected our academic performance, just like declined well-being and anxiety, and it affects our academic performance just like decreased study time due to multitasking and poor sleep time management. There are some behavioral addiction as well, just like face-to-face interaction of fosters, narcissism is there, and dependency on external approval. So here are some of the objectives. It helps us to analyze the relationship between social media usage patterns and behavioral tendencies which link to addiction or dependency. We can also assess how time spent online influences academic performance and productivity. It also explores the broader influence of social media on our daily habits and personal development as well. So here are some of the hypotheses which we have framed as per to our research study. So the first hypothesis lies as there is no significant difference in behavioral addiction between male and female students. The next one is there is no significant difference in behavioral addiction between hostlers and non-resident students. The third hypothesis is there is no significant difference in behavioral addiction between students from social science and science faculties as well. So here are our research methodology in which we have take some of the variables like independent variables is there, dependent variable is there. So independent variables are like gender, like male, female, what is the age, and what's the course, like they have to mention the faculty, what's the year of study. And the dependent variables are behavioral addiction is there, poor mental health is there, self-esteem is there. And we have also taken some of the data collection tool, like we have used a questionnaire which contains the following things like demographic data is there, social media usage, and behavioral addiction column is there, and the last one is coping and awareness mechanism. Some of the key findings which we have derived from our research, which is like daily usage. So we have found that 78% of the students spend 2 to 5 hours on social media daily, and self-processing addiction is like 47% of the students, they self-identify as potentially addicted. And additional 22% of users are unsure whether they are addicted to social media or they are not addicted to it. The academic impairment is 27% of frequently neglect studies. 34% students they do so, but occasionally. Health consequences are also faced by them. Like 24% of the students frequently lose sleep due to social media. Self-regulation, 92% of the users have attempted to limit their use, though only 53.9% were successful, which highlights very impaired uncontrolled over there. The top platforms are Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and other communicator dominant platforms. And there are 24% of the users who often struggle to stop using social media despite having adverse effects. And the behavioral addiction patterns, it may vary by gender, residence, and faculty types as well. In our study, we found out that male students show higher addiction traits, especially in neglecting studies and failing to control usage, whereas science students report greater sleep disruption, reflecting academic pressure and heavy device use. We have also discovered that despite some differences, social media dependence is widespread across all student groups. And we have also realized that findings highlight the need for digital self-awareness program, institutional support to promote healthier usage habits. As we can see here, there is some thematic area and the findings from our EMU, the supporting evidence is there, the supporting literature is there. Like there is the time addiction link is there, sleep disruption, academic impairment, as we can see with the help of the pie chart and with the help of graph as well. So to conclude, I would like to conclude with like social media usage among AMU and undergraduates shows clear signs of behavioral addiction. And to conclude, the finding clearly indicate that social media usage among AMU students has shifted from a tool of connection to compulsion and a source of emotional dependency and academic destruction. As a student myself, I have seen how social media shapes daily routine, which inspired this study. I hope this study contributes to a better understanding of behavioral addiction to this university context and encourages more balanced digital habits among young users. And the impact is there, the overuse leads to academic neglect, sleep disruption,